Hey, all you gossiping ghouls and goblins. Welcome back to the Mausoleum, where we spill the tea on true crime and other miscellaneous macabre. I'm Autumn.
And I'm Haley.
And this is Don't You Know? This is a trigger warning. This is an unedited true crime podcast, and we are explicit. Many episodes contain mentions of child abuse, murder, sexual abuse, domestic violence, severe neglect, animal abuse, necrophilia, bestiality, incest, suicides, and other sensitive topics. If you're squeamish, why the fuck are you here? Now, without further ado, this is the episode of... Finally figured it out. We're back better than ever. No one's sick, except for me, sorta.
I'm just sick in the head.
We're always sick. You're here. Welcome. You are sick with us.
We are down in the mausoleum,
Perfect.
totally unprepared.
Got a step?
No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I gotta fucking eat the microphone.
I don't know anything you're saying.
So
What'd you say to me?
I said intro.
Yeah. What we're doing? I can't. What episode is this?
The Santa line slang.
Sandalion slaying?
No, Santa line. Obviously not. He's falling back. He's just falling over, head over heels for you.
Tight enough?
I'll get some Loctite.
Whatever. The Santa. Whoa.
The Santa line slaying.
That's today's episode, folks. The Santa lion slaying.
Lion.
No lion. Line.
The
Line. You keep talking.
All right. The cold meds have affected your brain. That's okay. Snow falls to blanket the evening of December 21st, 1971. Ivy's department store is bulging with tired parents here to see the big man in red with their even more tired children.
Oh my God, Santa!
Spoilers, Autumn.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought we were putting two and two together.
No, we can't do that yet.
Oh, who could it be?
Stomachs grumble, feet ache, children bemoan the seemingly endless wait. It's a holly jolly season.
Oh,
you just stole my thunder.
Oh, you wanted to get to the last set. Oh, holly jolly.
I worked really hard on those lines.
Okay.
Just stifle my creativity. I'm a stifled bitch and you're a sniffling bitch.
We got here eventually, okay?
It's fantastic. It's intriguing. It's Tyrone and Mary Howard stand in line with other families eager to get the meeting with Santa over with. It's already been half an hour, and yet the line still lingers in one suspended moment. Tyrone tells his pregnant wife to find a spot to rest with the kids, and he'll hold their place. Nearly an hour later, with the end in sight, Tyrone calls his wife and kids to join him. Upon re-entering the line, they were met with annoyed murmuring of other families who didn't realize it was Tyrone's wife and youngest son joining him. One particularly aggravated father, Jack Fitzpatrick, accused her of cutting the line. He was there with his pregnant wife, Mary. How incidental. And their 4 children. Tyrone then turned to the man and told him if he had anything to say to his wife, he could say it to him.
Period. What you gonna say to her?
Men talk to men.
Obviously.
Jack responds with, That's a cheap trick, buddy. Tyrone may have cursed at the man or vice versa.
Wait, it's the guy he's talking to. The guy that he's talking to, white.
It's not about race.
I just want to know.
But yeah.
Okay, buddy. Statement of buddy. Buddy, I feel like is a very white person term when you hear it. Like, okay, buddy. Like, it's...
Okay. I don't know. That is a very white thing.
I'm not trying to be racist, but I was just like, it would make more sense for a white person to be like, okay, hey, look here, buddy. And it would be for...
Anybody else? I mean, you're spot on. You are spot on. Oh, you're really cruising for a bruising, mister.
Especially up in the Midwest, it's like, okay, buddy. You keep going, buddy. All right, buddy. Watch what I'm gonna... Buddy, it's not gonna be good for you. Like, I'll call the police, buddy. I swear to God. Like, it just seems like me as a white person, I would say. So, I don't know. I just wanted to know who...
There's actually a footnote that you'll find quite funny later. I said that, but I don't know. It'll make sense. It will as we keep going. All right, so where we're at?
We're at
We're
Betty.
at we're at Buddy. That's a cheap trick. I can't even talk now. That's a cheap trick, Buddy. Tyrone may have cursed at the man, or vice versa. Either way, words were exchanged before Jack lunged at Tyrone, pinning him against the wall and kneeing him in the gonads, reportedly opening a previous wound to bleed, like he had some surgery, and when he got
Yeah,
noinked.
yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Terrible.
Painful.
Right? I got the balls, but you know.
But my balls are hurt, and you just hurt
I
my
feel
balls,
your
and now
pain,
I'm
guys.
mad. All right, listen here, buddy. I'm mad.
Those are my buddies. Of course, Tyrone fights back. At some point in the grappling, Tyrone acquired a sharp object and proceeded to stab Jack in the thighs and neck.
We just dodged a line.
Yeah,
Like,
it got so
Jesus.
serious so quick.
And you have 2 pregnant wives, and I'm sure you have
And a
your
whole
children
bunch of
here.
kids, and the rest of the family is around.
Santa, and now you stab people because you can't. What, your dick's bigger than the other?
It's
Seems like a dramatic waste of time.
It-
Anyway,
it was so unserious. But the incident made the headlines in all the newspapers, dubbing it the Santa line slaying. Witnesses claimed that the brawl was racially motivated.
wait, did he die? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Though Tyrone will rebuff this in his later interviews. He was charged with second-degree murder, pleading
I just gotta wait
self-defense.
like 3. I just gotta wait.
Every time you're so impatient.
Sorry, I just like to come a little too fast.
That's
I'll
just
slow down. I'll enjoy it.
just let it.
I'm sorry.
Brought before a jury of 15 of his peers, Tyrone stood trial for the murder of Jack Fitzpatrick. Several witnesses called, including Mary Fitzpatrick, his wife, testified that Tyrone produced a knife from his pocket before stabbing Jack. Tyrone and several other witnesses claimed that an unidentified woman gave Tyrone a nail file. No murder weapon was recovered, and the woman never came forward to corroborate this claim. And in the coroner's report, the wounds are said to have been made by a 9-inch knife. Regardless, the stabbing happened.
Yeah, someone got stabbed. Really, probably.
It didn't need to happen at all, regardless of who said what, who started it, who lunged first. It was just you could have punched the guy in the face, you know.
Like you're in line, you got kids around, a shove to point you to figure out your point. But after that, you need the wives to step in. Well, actually, you should have more self control. But the wife should have stepped in and been like, "Listen, there's kids here. Bite the bullet. We'll go behind them." Like, fuck.
It's literally 10
just
extra
a
minutes.
lot.
It's
You're just trying to see Santa. Like, are you fucking? Everybody's there to have a holly jolly, make memories, and you made it about you.
oh, they made memories.
And now you have probably quite a few hurt children.
Trauma. Yep.
Like that's rude. That's rude. You took everybody's special. Right? Whatever.
At Christmas.
At Christmas.
At Christmas.
At
At
Christmas.
the holidays.
Okay, not everybody celebrates, but if you're lying for Santa, you just don't stab people. I feel like it's common sense.
There really is. Common sense ain't that common.
Bro.
All right. After a 15-hour deliberation over 2 days, the jury found Tyrone Howard guilty of manslaughter. He was sentenced to what? Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, no, like you killed him. Like
I would agree with that manslaughter because it was kind of like a heat of the moment type deal. There was no premeditation. He didn't go into.
It's more like you fucking the line escape.
Yeah, took a father from his children.
Saying recently, don't give someone who needs a breakdown a reason to have a breakdown. Like, fuck, people, come on.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
See red and you enjoy it. Like, I don't think there's anything creepier than someone
Maniacally
just
laughing.
fucking ready. Just like, that's annoying. Welcome to the Thunderdome. We're dying today. We're gonna die today. And these clip brings a new one in like that. Go, big boys. Hey, come on. Oh, that cherry red block. I dreamt about it.
Did you? Did you?
Can't have it. Ah. All right. So he got charged with manslaughter because couldn't keep his fucking knife in his sling.
As many men cannot.
Obviously.
Yes. And he was sentenced to between 1 and 20 years in prison. During the trial, Mary Howard, his wife, testifies that no racial slurs were exchanged, but that Jack did say something to the effect of, stuff like this is what is going to set your race back by 5 years. So, whatever. In the aftermath, Mary Howard and their 4 children, one of which was actor Terrence Howard, who was about 2 or 3 at the time, had to move from their suburban home into a housing project. Roan was released from prison after about 11 months for good behavior, and soon after he and Mary would divorce.
Oh, even sadder.
Yeah, she ended up raising the kids, and like they went from a nice, comfortable.
She figured out she could do it on her own, and that she didn't need.
Yeah,
very clearly. I mean,
watching your husband stab a man for
yeah, I'm sure there was
words.
I'm sure it was a very lovely.
Yeah,
we resort to stabbing a man in Santa's line. I don't know. I just feel like you got some other stuff.
he definitely had some other stuff going on. In a 2005 interview with Oprah Winfrey, that bitch. Yeah, whatever. While promoting his latest movie, Crash, Terrence Howard was asked about the Santa line slaying and his account of it. Mind you, he was barely out of diapers then, so how much can you actually attest to?
So
But
Oprah asked the kid about his dad stabbing someone in a line?
well, I mean, he was an adult then.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was an adult promoting his movie.
Okay.
And then she was like, so
I
when you
see.
were 2 or 3, your dad. I mean, yeah, that's what celebrity interviews and shit is for. Public eye, blah, blah, blah. This was the first time that he had spoken publicly about the incident. Much like the newspapers of the 70s, he claimed the quarrel was racially motivated. In his opinion, Fitzpatrick didn't realize Mary and the children were with Howard because his complexion was lighter. He claims that Jack asked Tyrone, "Why'd you let those two N words cut you?" To which Howard replied they were his family, and this set Jack off to attack. Terrence says that Jack was like a stocky 6'4" to Tyrone's 5'8". Tyrone was invited to join his son on the interview, but declined. However, shortly after Tyrone gave the interview and it aired, Tyrone gave a statement to the Cleveland newspaper saying that his son completely misrepresented the situation, expressing remorse for taking a father away from his family. It states, quote, "It wasn't nothing racial that went down. It was 2 men standing there, both of us acting like damn fools. Instead of one of us taking the man's role and walking away, um, it ended in a fight," unquote. Oprah only.
From Tyrone.
That's from Tyrone Howard.
And I would believe that. I bet he had plenty of time to sit there and fucking think about it.
He felt guilty his whole life over. He's like, I should have won. Mind you,
it's not good. You still did it.
I'm a total dick because he was in his early 20s too. Like they had 4 kids, working hard. You can get this. That's why it was manslaughter and heat of the moment, a snap decision that he regretted.
Don't give someone a reason to break down.
He claimed that Oprah only wanted a sob story.
Of course.
And that Terrence,
allegedly. I mean,
well, that's what sells drama. But you don't need to put words in people's mouths. I mean, the man who was there is like, do not racially motivate this. It was just 2 hot-headed fathers.
Like, ain't no one being racist.
It had nothing to do with him being that color and me being this color because that's not what it was about.
Someone bunched me in line and
he was like, fuck you about it. And that's just...
Listen here, buddy. Let me get this straight, buddy. Ain't no racist thing happening over here, buddy.
He claimed that it was a concocted story between Oprah and Terrence and all of his agents and whatnot for the public.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. Hollywood
said that his son made him a piece of meat and a feast out of him that day.
Ooh.
So they tried devouring it, but he put a stop. He was like, "No, we're not going to play that division tactic." According to the Fitzpatricks, Jack had done nothing to initiate the confrontation. He was acting in self-defense against Tyrone. They say that Howard's cut. excuse me. They say that Howard cut the line several times. What am I trying to say in that line? I even edited this shit. They say that the Howards, excuse me, cut the line several times, going in and out. The Howards are Tyrone's family.
Okay.
And they would be in line and then they would get out of line and then they would be in,
So
but
they
they're
cut multiple
always,
times.
it's not that they cut. The line is still progressing and it's same thing, but they're just coming in and up. Hey, how's it going, Dad? Or
Yeah.
we're going to go to the food court, whatever. It's not that they were like weaving their way in front
They
of
were
people.
visiting the line.
Yeah. And then going to sit down because she's like
Pregnant.
fucking 7, 8 months pregnant.
Okay,
Whatever.
yeah.
Whatever. Yep, that it was self-defense, that they had cut the line several times, and that Jack had simply said that it wasn't right to sponge the line like that. And there were witnesses who attested to them saying something to that effect. But you got to remember, everybody's off in their own little world. Yeah, some
It's
of them are
Christmas
probably
time.
paying attention, but
It's
there's
Christmas.
so
It
much
brings
going
out
on.
things in people.
Oh my god!
When you're in retail, I'm sure if we have any retail listeners, any listeners at all, Christmas time in the States is fucking crazy.
Just the last third of the year is insane.
Yeah, honestly.
From fucking,
It's crazy.
crazy. It's because we ain't got no sunshine. Everything's cold.
You want to be with family, want to perfect, and
don't
when
wanna be
things
at
aren't
work.
perfect, it's irritating and
Perfect. Just want to be at home.
yeah,
Cold.
honestly. But yeah. AKA it was a squabble and it went way too far and he had something to stab someone with and he stabbed someone and he died.
It was terrible, unnecessary, like remorse forever.
Those children will forever have lost their dad in the line of Santa. Can you imagine if they have kids and they're like, oh my god, can we go see Santa? Triggered.
No. The last time that happened.
See, the last time that happened, that's how we did Big Bird.
Oh. Jack and Mary Fitzpatrick, their daughter Peggy, who was 9 at the time, says that her father was a seminarian, so he was studying to be a priest, and that he was not prone to violence. She also claims that her father was roughly the same size as Tyrone, not the looming 6'4" giant that Terrence remembers.
Yeah.
Like again, he was 3, so everybody's 7 foot.
Everyone's just dramatizing the story of what really.
Yeah, bare bones.
Yeah.
Jack's cousin, I think, that tried searching a bit more beyond what I had just found here, but apparently this guy's his cousin. So take it with a grain of salt because it's a personal blog by Robert Coughlin, and I didn't really have time to like track the family tree. So Robert recounts that he looked up to his cousin Jack and that he was kind of a hero in the family because not only was he studying for the priesthood, but he was the first Fitzpatrick to graduate college and was, I think, an ROTC officer. So,
Yeah,
you know,
bright future.
Just doing the thing, trying to
soon.
best at his life. The funeral was held on Christmas Eve, and Mary gave birth
God
to
damn.
their son. I know.
What the
And then
fuck?
she gave birth a
Jeez.
couple weeks later.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
What's the name of the baby?
They named him after Jack's uncle, Tom Fitzpatrick, who had died in the Vietnam War 2 years before that. Jack's parents, Al and Catherine, had just suffered 2 devastating losses in a tragically short amount of time. They lost both of their sons within the span of 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
So, like,
that's terrible. That's so sad. Cherish the time you have.
Fuck, man. Dude, I could have literally died last week. I was almost in a car accident. That was not my fault, I swear.
I could have died on the way here.
So
I'm a crazy driver.
Appreciate every moment. Bring joy.
Yeah.
Not need. Robert says Mary went on to raise her and Jack's 5 children in a good life, and that they're all as happy as they could have been.
5 kids.
Yeah, it's nuts. So let's see a little background on Terrence's early life from his biography, which I didn't read beyond the cliff notes. Said that he lived a tumultuous life where both of his parents were physically abusive and prone to anger with the children. And at some point, he went to live with his great grandmother, who raised him for pursuing a career in Hollywood. This is a picture of Jack. Nice fella. Newspaper clippings. We'll put on the Instagram maybe
Probably.
resources. So yeah,
That is a very sad
yes, it was
tale.
a different kind of sad. It wasn't a horrific sad. I mean, it's
I
still
mean, it's
horrific.
horrific,
It is
but like
absolutely
it's
horrific,
it's sad.
but not
It
gratuitous.
flew out of proportion, and everyone took their own swing at how they
Yeah,
interpreted it.
yeah, their perspective. Moral of the story is just take a deep fucking breath because it's not that goddamn serious. So you take 10 extra
Honestly.
minutes in line, but the sign still, the sign. Yep, the sign. Sun still shines tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'll
Everyone's
love
gonna
y'all.
see Santa. Ah, ah, if you wanna. I
I ain't sitting on no man's lap.
said a mama.
Well, that's because he has an ample amount of
Enough lap for me.
Talking about 6 foot looming giants.
Ah, love it.
All right, into the outro. Bye.
And that, my pretties, is all we have for you today. If you like that episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Word of mouth is the best advertising, and we truly appreciate the solid. If you'd like to view our resources or leave us any comments on our research and write-ups, visit don'tyouknowpod.com and visit our socials. From Facebook to Mastodon, everything is at Don't You Know Pod. Links in the show notes. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to lock your doors.